Black Myth Wukong just shattered feminism in gaming.
Myth Wukong did release earlier this week, and the reviews have been fairly good, I would say. I mean, it's in like the lower 80s, I believe, on Metacritic. But the big story has been the number of people who have been checking this game out, buying it, and even pushing it now to a milestone that we haven't really seen hit unless you look to some of the biggest franchises right now in gaming. And yes, today we're going to be putting Black Myth Wukong in the same sentence as Pokemon.
Black Myth Wukong just shattered feminism in gaming. Guys, so I've been reviewing this issue, and wow, as a result of what the terms that were put in place by the developers, Black Myth Wukong, requiring, for example, that reviewers cannot discuss feminism or promote propaganda in their games, and they developed the games not to promote feminist propaganda or woke ideologies. Now it is shattering insane records. Today we have a video from Spawnwave. John, I love his content. He's linked. He'll be linked in the description, and you can go check him out. And he basically covers what's happening. Watch it in the video to really understand just how much Black Myth Wukong has just shattered feminism in gaming and what the implications are for the future of gaming and just relationships in society and feminism and wokeism. Now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
In fact, it's 2.35-ish million concurrent players on Steam, makes it second all time ever on the platform, just behind PUBG, although that was over 3 million. I think it's like 3.2. So there's a healthy margin between the two, right? A healthy gap, but PUBG was on another level in general.
So it's actually sold 10 million or just over 10 million copies right now across all platforms. And the game just came out. Okay. The game literally just came out. Black Myth Wukong release date. So the game came out on August 20th, and I'm making this video on August 24th, 4 days later. So within 4 days of this game going on sale, it has sold 10 million units across all platforms. Let me make this clear, guys. This is something that never happens. This is reserved for games like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, the Pokemon series, and of course, Grand Theft Auto 6. Grand Theft Auto 6 may not see these numbers. I'm just being very clear with you. Nothing like this ever happens, okay? And this is a game that made it very clear that it's not going to have wokeism in there. It's not going to have a feminist narrative in there. It's not going to play that game. And those are the kind of numbers. And not only are we seeing those kinds of crazy numbers from it, but also, to make it even more interesting, 3 million, it's experiencing 3 million concurrent players across all platforms. So it's shattering a record of the number of people that are continuously playing the game at any given moment. That in of itself is also another massive factor in this. What this tells us is that people are tired of propaganda in their games. They're tired of wokeism in their games. They're tired of these feminist themes in their games. And again, I'm not attacking feminism, but I'm just talking about the fact that the developers made it very clear that when reviewers would, if they got a review code for the game, they could not discuss, gender politics, political politics, politics in general. They put feminist propaganda in there, and basically keep all of that woke stuff out and just review the actual game. You can talk about the game, you can talk about what you like or don't dislike about it, but you cannot talk about anything outside of that. And as a result of that, this game is flying off the shelf. People are picking it up. People are saying, oh my gosh, finally, a game that doesn't have any of that other garbage in it. It's literally just straightforward, and I can pick it up, I can play it, and enjoy it. And of course, you have to understand that, like, Sweet Baby Inc., which is a company that basically works with developers to craft woke and diversity, equity, and inclusion into video games. They're obviously pissed off about this. Companies of like Microsoft don't like this, although they just basically fired their entire diversity department. Yeah, Microsoft recently fired their entire diversity department despite pushing all of this diversity crap. But now we're seeing a game like Black Myth Wukong throwing up numbers that GTA 6 may not see. A game does not sell 10 million copies in 4 days. That does not happen. That literally does not happen. Like how many copies of GTA 5 sold in the first, let's see here, in the first day. All right, so I mean GTA, it sold a, it definitely, I don't have the exact number, but it actually did sell. It sold 11 million copies on the first day alone. All right, so GTA 5 did actually sell crazy. But and then over and now it's actually sold over 185 million copies. But that is a game that has been on multiple platforms. It really stands out. And if you like, and that was in the first day. But if you say like how many copies did it sell in the first week, right? Then it probably is a little bit different. In the first, yeah, there you go. So if we ask how many copies did it sell in the first week, it actually it sold in the first 5 days. Grand Theft Auto 5 sold 16 million units and generated 1.15 billion. So, but guys, that's GTA 5. That's GTA, okay? That's Grand Theft Auto. So it sold 16 million units in its first 5 days. Keep in mind that Black Myth Wukong has sold over 10 million in its first 4 days. So we don't even know how many, and guys, we're actually on day, and you know what? At the time of recording this video is the 24th. So so realistically, those are numbers from really 3 days, because it came out in 2021, 2022, 2023. So it's really only been out. Those figures are only for 3 days. Those are only 3 days worth of sales. Because I'm at the time of recording this video, where it's still early on the 24th. So those are really only 3 days worth of sales. So it could actually catch up, and it could actually catch up to GTA 6, GTA 5. And like I said, when it comes to GTA 6, I don't think that GTA 6 is going to throw up like, it'll sell a lot, but I don't know if it's going to sell as well as GTA 5. But maybe it will. Maybe it'll do even better, but I don't think it's going to have I don't think in the long term it's going to do as well. But and especially with all the woke crap that's going to be in it, I don't think so. Black Myth Wukong is literally shattering everything around us. It's making it very clear to the developers that we don't want this stuff in our games. We just want to play games. We don't want narratives. We don't want anything else. And again, I'm not saying anything bad about feminism, but what I am saying is that people no longer want all of this politics in their games. They don't want any of the DEI stuff. They just want games that are fun, that have, attractive characters, and that where people can express themselves and just relax in the games. Okay, that's what people want right now. And as a result of this, developers are definitely looking around and saying, okay, you know what? We need this money. We need this money. And we've tried this before, where we try to mix feminism in there, mix diversity, equity, inclusion in there, and basically shovel it down someone's throat. So basically, like, we make it look like the game is. Making it look like the game is like, doesn't have the stuff in it, but it obviously has the stuff in it, and has like an underlying tone and message in there. And guys, when they do things like this, all it really does is it's like a betrayal to the audience. And they're obviously gonna be developers who are not gonna say, you know what? We don't want this. We do not want to miss out on this. All right. We're just gonna put all of that stuff out and make games that people like. And then to top this off, this was China's first AAA game, the first AAA game that China ever made, and it is absolutely dominating. Okay, so the fact is, if companies, if gamers are like, okay, well, China's putting out games that don't have any of this garbage in it, and guys, if there's one thing that China does, is that China can pump out good stuff. They're pumping out better electronic EV cars, electric vehicles that even Elon Musk can pump out right now. Like, their EV cars has features and things in them that we just haven't been able to do in America yet. Like, so if there's one thing that China can do, it's pump out quality things very quickly. They have cell phones over there that we don't have in America. All right, but for example, we're like, oh my gosh, a 16 gigabyte cell phone, like 16 gigs of RAM. China's like, bro, we have 32 gigabytes. we've got 32 gigabytes in our phone and like 1,000 megapixel cameras, and like I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not by a lot. Like you look at like the features and and all the different things and the design language of their phones in China, and you're like, bro, this looks like something that's 2 to 5 years ahead of the garbage that we have in Western society. Because basically all we have in America is Samsung and Apple. Like those are the two brands that you the basic is it, those are the two brands you can pick from. It's Samsung and Apple, and then a bunch of smaller brands like OnePlus and even the Google Pixel. The Google Pixel is not a big brand. It's not like that big of a brand. It's one of those smaller brands. Your only two choices really are an Android or basically a Samsung, a phone made by Samsung, and or a phone made by Samsung or an Apple, an iPhone, and that's really it. So, but when you go to China, they have so much more diversity, so many. You have Huawei phones that are just absolutely unbelievable. You have other manufacturers. It's incredible. It's unbelievable. So it's crazy, guys. They have so many features. So yeah, that's the reality. And guys, this is going to lead to more developers saying that, hey, we need to do this. We need to create games that do not have DEI, no diversity, equity, inclusion, do not have feminist narratives and themes, not that are leaving out the woke stuff and just focusing on the games. And yeah, this is really going to make a big difference. 10 million, and like I said, the jury is out if it's going to beat GTA's record right now. GTA sold 16 million copies over the course of 5 days, and this is what Black Myth Wukong has sold over the course so far of 3 days actually. So we don't even know, because we're on day 4 now, so we don't actually know how many copies this thing's actually going to sell. In the end, this is crazy. It is one of the fastest selling games of all time. It is, and China, and like I said, people might be looking to games from China now, because like China's going to notice, like, oh my gosh, we put out our first AAA game, and people are rushing to pick it up, right? So I mean, what does that really say? I mean, guys, they're making games like Genshin Impact that have Genshin Impact. They're making games that have like the design from Genshin Impact. Actually, I forget. By the way, just like think about this, like Genshin Impact is an action role playing game developed and published by Miho, which publishing outside mainland China under Cognisphere. So guys, yeah. So this game, Genshin Impact, was actually developed in China. It was developed by China, so it's actually a game that was developed in China. So guys, like we're seeing like just what the possibility is right now. Like people want these types of games. People want these games that are not political, that are games just like that, with attractive characters that people can just play and enjoy. Nintendo is going to kill it in the next generation, by the way, because they're putting out these types of games constantly that don't have any politics. People can just play them. They have attractive characters and themes. Yeah, this is something huge. And by the way, guys, don't forget to protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Click the link in the description to get started and support. You can also support the channel. And of course, subscribe to our newsletter for my personal thoughts, insights, and a free copy of my new guide, The Digital Nomad Blueprint. Click the link in the description to get your free copy. And also subscribe to the Angry Guy Clips channel, where we post shorter videos and video responses, and also the Angry Guy Live channel, where we live stream. Both channels are linked in the description. What do you guys think regarding all of this? Black Myth Wukong just shattered feminism in gaming. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWM and walking away. And cheers.